Hey everyone, welcome back with another session of geography. I hope you are doing well. So today we'll continue the same chapter, that is agriculture. Now in the previous sessions we have already discussed about commercial farming, so we'll continue from there only. So as we know that commercial farming is the farming method in which plant and livestock production is practiced with the intention of selling the products on the market and return a profit. Alright, so basically this commercial farming is carried out on large farms with high investments in terms of high quality seeds, use of fertilizers, efficient labor, latest machines and good transportations. Now commercial farming, it includes different kinds of other farming, that is extensive farming, mixed farming, plantation farming, dairy farming, pastoral farming, orchard farming, horticulture and market gardening. So in this session we will discuss some of them. So first of all we have, that is dairy farming. Now as we know that dairy farming is related to like milk and different kinds of milk products. So dairy farming caters to the need of milk and dairy products of people living in different kinds of industrial cities. Alright, so what happens is dairy farmers, they breed and they raise animals, so chiefly cows, and they do it for the production of milk and milk products. Alright, now for doing this, it's not that if somebody asks or if somebody tells us to do, we cannot do. So these things they need well-trained laborers. Alright, for doing this. So well-trained labor in adequate numbers is the prime requisite for these kinds of farming. Alright, now as good care has to be taken of the cattle. Okay, so with the advancement in technology, like machines are now used for milking, feeding and cleaning the cattle. Alright, so everything is done with the help of machines. Now for doing this, we need efficient laborers. Alright, now dairy farming, they need a lots of investment. Okay, now in India if we see, dairy farming is a small scale activity, is not so much a big scale activity in comparison to the other countries. Alright, so but in the outside India, if we go to if we see in other countries, it's a big scale activity. Now the leading dairy farming countries in the whole world, they are like New Zealand, Australia, Denmark. Alright, so these are the things. Now next we have, that is pastoral farming. Now pastoral farming, what is this pastoral farming? Like pastoral farming is the commercial rearing of livestock. Livestock, as that means like different kinds of animals, especially sheep, goats, yak, cow. So all these animals, these are reared for meat, milk, wool, hide and other products. Alright, so these animals are basically kept in large farms, and these large farms are called ranches. These large farms are called ranches. Now these ranches are like well kept, and these are managed scientifically. Alright, so it's practiced in the temperate grasslands all over the world. Temperate grasslands, prairies, savannas, downs in Australia. So all in these areas, this pastoral farming is done. Alright, so next we have, that is orchard farming. So as we have discussed this pastoral farming, so next there is orchard farming. Now orchard, what is the meaning of this? Now in orchard farming, fruits and nuts, these are grown in large areas. Alright, now fruits and nuts like grapes, apples, apricots, pears, oranges, cherries, almonds, walnuts and cashew nuts, these all are grown in large numbers. Alright, now large orchards are found in the Mediterranean regions, such as like if you see Portugal, Spain, France and in California in USA. So in all these areas, these large orchards can be found. Now this orchard farming is basically highly specialized form of commercial agriculture. Alright, it's one of the highly specialized form of commercial agriculture. Now along with all this, we have, that is the cultivation of grapes. Now the cultivation of grapes is called viticulture. Alright, now if you see, the Mediterranean region is famous for wine production, and in that they need that grapes. Okay, So orchard farming, basically it's not so easy, and common farmers, they cannot do that. It's basically very expensive and it requires a lot of manual labor. Alright, so these are the things. Next, as we are discussing about the orchard farming, next topic we have, that is horticulture. Now what is horticulture? Horticulture is the scientific cultivation of fruits and flowers. Alright, this is a scientific cultivation. Now this type of farming is popular all over the world, especially if you see in the European countries and in the USA. Okay, so this horticulture is very much it's done. Now as a general term, if you see, it covers all forms of garden management, but in ordinary use it refers to intensive commercial production. Are you getting? So this equals intensive commercial productions. Now horticulture crop, these are like diverse culture. The different crops, there are lots of crops are there. Okay, so they include annual and perennial species, delicious fruits, such as one is like dragon fruit. It is cultivated in these areas also nowadays. Okay, so delicious fruits and vegetables, and decorative indoor and landscape plants. Alright, different kinds of plants which are used to which are kept at home in different places. So those indoors plants, those are also cultivated here. Now, one of the largest producer of tulips in the whole world, that is Netherlands. Alright, so Netherlands is the largest producer of tulips in the whole world. Alright, and in India, if we see, roses, marigolds, all these are produced on a large scale. Alright, India, roses, marigolds are produced on a large scale. Different kinds of roses, yellow rose, black rose, pink rose, red rose, different kinds of roses. Okay, so next we have, that is market gardening. This is a new term for all of us. This market gardening involves the cultivation of vegetables, fruits and flowers only for the urban markets. Alright, only for the urban markets. Now, landholding, in these kinds of agriculture, landholding is usually small and is mostly located on the outskirts of the city areas. Now, intensive agriculture is practiced here. Okay, a lot of manual labor is required and is scientifically managed to get a high yield. That means high production. Okay, now this is basically, it's a business that provides a wide range and steady supply of fresh produce through the local growing season. So in this, basically you can call it mostly all different kinds of crops, where regardless to the season that they demands. So in this, different kinds of crops, different kinds of things, vegetables are produced. Okay, so throughout the whole season you can call it. Okay, now this market gardening, if we are talking about this, so this market gardening is also known as truck farming. Okay, this market gardening is also known as truck farming. Now, as fresh vegetables, as you can see the pictures, these fresh vegetables are transported to the nearby markets by the trucks. Okay, now market gardening, basically this is prevalent in the densely populated regions of the northwestern Europe and northeastern parts of the USA. So in these areas, these are prevalent. Okay, so it's not so common in our India, but outside India it's common thing. Market gardening, it's picking trends in India too, but only in the urban areas, in the metropolitan city areas, not in our these doers and all these things. Here we can't see that, but outside in the metropolitan areas, metropolitan cities, we can find these things. Okay, so these are the different kinds of commercial farming. So that's it for today. I hope you have enjoyed the session. I hope you have liked it. So until the next time, bye bye.